Good evening, everyone. Wekiva High School welcomes you to Mustang Arena for Varsity Volleyball competition. Please welcome our guests from Colonial High School. They are the Grenadiers. And they'll be taking on your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Let's meet the teams. We'll begin with our guests from Colonial. And we'll start with their reserves. Number 1, Tasha Boris. Number 7, Andrea Baez. Number 9, Leilani Olivo. Number 13, Destiny Gordon. Number 20, Natalie Cummings. Number 25, Natalie Belacazar. And team manager number 16, Zolmarie Velasquez. The starting libero for the Grenadiers is senior number 8, Angelica Echea. And starting on the court for the Grenadiers, serving first, junior number 5, Alana Molina. Serving second for the Grenadiers, junior number 12, Natalie Rodriguez. Third in the rotation for Colonial, number 10, Diana Mitchell. Fourth in the rotation for Colonial, number 14, Alyssa Wilson, a senior. Fifth in the rotation for the Grenadiers, junior number 3, Gianna De Santiago. And finally for Colonial, serving sixth in the rotation, sophomore number 4, Catalina Serna. And the head coach of the Grenadiers is Alice King Mattis. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Beginning with their reserves, number 2, Madeline Holmes. Number 8, Eliza Calvo Garcia. And number 10, Juliet Rodriguez. The starting libero for the Mustangs is 5'4" senior, number 4, Jenna J-Pack. And starting on the court for the Mustangs, serving first, 5'3" junior center and defensive specialist, number 3, Molly Terfez. Second in the rotation for the Mustangs, 5'4" junior outside hitter, number 5, Denia Jackson. Third in the rotation for the Mustangs, 5'8" senior middle and right side hitter, number 7, Ariana Hall. Serving fourth for the Mustangs, 5'5" junior right side and middle hitter, number 0, Chastity Rosario. Fifth in the rotation for the Mustangs, 5'7" senior defensive specialist and outside hitter, number 14, Cassidy Palmer. And finally for the Mustangs, serving sixth, 5'6" senior defensive specialist and setter, number 1, Emily Harris. The head coach of the Mustangs is Heather Lorenz and assistant coach Taylor Howard. And the officials for tonight's game are from Florida professional officials here in Orlando. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please stand and remove your hats as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We'd like to remind you, for those of you here in the arena, that tonight's game is being live streamed on YouTube as well as the NFHS network. If you have friends and family who are not able to join us in person for tonight's game, and you would like them to be able to see it from elsewhere in Orlando or Apopka or anywhere in the world, just have them open up the YouTube app on their favorite computer, smart TV, or mobile device. Or you can also tune in on the NFHS network where we are simulcasting tonight's game. For those of you who are already doing so, we want to welcome you to Mustang Arena. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs and Sports Information Director here at Wekiva. Looking forward to taking you through tonight's contest. All right, we will be with you in just a moment as soon as we finish the libero checks. Mustangs are trying to bounce back. They've had a little rough skid since opening the season against Evans with a win. Colonial also has opened to an 0-2 start. They were swept by Cypress Creek 3-0 and also Freedom. Wekiva is 1-2. Again, that one win against Evans. So both of these teams looking to get things on track here at Mustang Arena tonight. Wekiva has the opening possession of set number 1. Leading the rotation, number 3, Molly Durfus.
Otherwise, it's
Durfus on the set. Jackson gets the over for the Mustangs, but they have to settle for a loose free ball. Bouncing off the ceiling, Mustangs manage to get it over. That is legal as long as the next touch is on the same side of the net. Jackson settles for a free ball. Grenadiers called into the net, so the Mustangs get a free point there. So Molly Durfus survives to serve another day. And a really tough serve receive for the Grenadiers, just not able to recover from it. Durfus again goes to the same place, this time a much better serve receive for Rodriguez. She'll settle for a free ball, coming back to Palmer. And a very difficult set. Denia Jackson and Abiana Hall should have had a better look at it than that, but that would have been difficult from any angle as the ball was headed toward the net. Service to the Grenadiers for the first time of this match, leading their rotation number 5, Alana Molina. Molina gets things started for the Grenadiers, goes straight to the Mustangs' J-Pack. Abiana Hall with a Mustang solo kill. Service returns to the Mustangs, checking into the game for Wekiva, number 10, Juliet Rodriguez. Next to serve for the Mustangs, number 5, Denia Jackson. It's just something clearly is misaligned in our files behind the scenes that Denia Jackson's photo is not loading correctly. That was obviously not her. Grenadier kill by number 14, Alyssa Wilson. Service back to Colonial. Next to serve, number 12, Natalie Rodriguez. And Rodriguez picks up an ace. Checking into the game for the Grenadiers, number 7, Andrea Baez. Serving as libero for the Mustangs, Jenna J-Pack. Juliet Rodriguez getting the kill there, and now the service a little too hot. Service back to the Grenadiers. Next in the rotation for Colonial, number 10, Diana Michelle. Colonial returns the favor. Service back to the Mustangs. Checking into the game for Wekiva to serve next, number 2, Madeline Holmes. Holmes has all the power she needs, but the angle is just a little bit too low. Service back to the Grenadiers. 5 serving 7 now for number 14, Alyssa Wilson. Now in the 4th position of the rotation on both sides. First service away. Madeline Holmes has to get out of the way of that one. And a little too much mustard put on that one by Catalina Serna. The Grenadiers request their first timeout of set number 1. Colonial timeout. We'll be back from Mustang Arena in just a moment. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Checking into the game to serve for the Mustangs, number 14, Cassidy Palmer. Also into the game for the Grenadiers at the same time, number 9, Leilani Olivo. Service away for Palmer. Trouble at the net, and Wekiva cannot get there. Catalina Serna picks up the side out for the Grenadiers. Checking into the game for Colonial, number 12, Natalie Rodriguez. Next to serve, Gianna De Santiago. First serve away, and it's just a little bit beyond the end line. The Mustangs wise to let that one go. Service to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva, Emily Harris. Good look there by Hall. Comes right back to the Mustangs. Here comes Hall again. Goes for the soft touch, and Colonial is there and ready for that. Was it in? Yes, it was. Grenadier kill by number 12, Natalie Rodriguez. Service back to the Grenadiers, serving as libero for Colonial, number 8, Angelica Egea. Egea picks up the service ace. Second service of this series away. This one goes to Palmer. Durfus sets up Jackson, has a good look. De Santiago is there and has the pass. Grenadiers settle for a free ball coming back the other way. There's Jackson, finds good placement, but Molina is there and under that one. Jay Pauk on the dig this time. Durfus sets up Hall. Colonial continues to keep this one of the longer services we've had. Gianna De Santiago with the Grenadier kill. Nice execution there. Found that spot that was uncovered by the Mustang defense. And that ties us up at 9-9. Next service away comes Madeline Holmes. It's a tough one. Has to send it right back over. And Molina had a clever idea there, but pushed it a little bit too far toward the sideline for an attack error. Service back to the Mustangs. Checking into the game for Wekiva, number 0, Chastity Rosario. Next to serve will be number 3 at the top of the rotation, Molly Durfus. And the Grenadiers just can't quite figure out what to do with that serve. Wekiva takes a free point there, and they lead by 2.
Again, Colonial 0-2, at least on their Max Preps record. Wekiva 1-2, opening the season with a win against Evans. But now they are currently on an 0-2 skid, trying to come back from that. Durfus with a nice dig there. And Jenna J-Pack makes something out of nothing. That should have been a free ball, and it's a kill. And Jenna J-Pack with the Mustangs. Monster attack there from J-Pack, and that is a shot in the arm for the Wekiva offense. Comes Molly Durfus again. Solid server for the Mustangs. Goes to the libero, Agia. And too hot on the attack by Gianna. Soft attack coming in from Rodriguez. Palmer able to get there. Jackson now trying to find a hole in the Grenadier offense, but fails to do so. Alana Molina. So again, we're at the top of the rotation for both teams now. One. And it's a soft, perfectly. Molina picks up the service ace. Whether or not any Wekiva player touched that one, but it did land out of bounds. And a beautiful attack there, not going to be returned. That's Diana Michelle on the Grenadier kill. Her second tonight. Service back to Colonial. Michelle also has the next service for the Grenadiers. Rosario had a good look, just angled it a little bit too shallow, and that's a free point to Colonial. Again, that's a tough angle. The set had that going toward the net. Ideally, you want to have the set going away from the net or at least parallel to it so that you get that extra momentum, just like a baseball batter swinging at a pitch. Service returns to the Mustangs. Madeline Holmes checks into the game to serve for Chastity Rosario. Here comes Holmes. A lot of power, but again, the angle not quite there. Service back to the Grenadiers. 17 serving 20 now for number 14, Alyssa Wilson. Mustangs almost managed to keep that one alive. Good effort there, but Grenadier kill goes to Catalina Serna. All right, so now the Wekiva needs to score 5 before Colonial scores 7. This one looks like it may be a photo finish here in the first set. And Wekiva is going to get a little donation from Colonial there toward their cause. Checking into the game for the Mustangs, number 14, Cassidy Palmer. On the Grenadiers side, checking in, number 9, Leilani Olivo. And she will have the next service. Excuse me. Palmer has the next service for Wekiva. Nice pass. Durfus sends it a little bit toward the net, but Harris is able to handle it well. Going over to Colonial. And Gianna de Santiago has the Colonial kill. Service back to the Grenadiers. Returning to the game for Colonial, number 12, Natalie Rodriguez. Next to serve, Gianna de Santiago. So Colonial is going to need a little bit more here than just trading services back and forth with the Mustangs. They need to make up 2 points. And they're running out of time to do it, but this will be a boon to that cause, as Gianna de Santiago picks up the service ace. So that closes the Mustang lead to 1. Remember that in high school volleyball, in fact, most levels of volleyball, you must win the set by 2 points. So we can go past 25 if we have to. Another one is roughly handled by Cassidy Palmer, and back-to-back service aces for DeSantiago. That ties the game at 21, and the Mustangs will request their first timeout of the first set. We'll be back from Mustang Arena for the exciting conclusion of set number 1 right after this quick break. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, here for what looks like it's going to be a photo finish. (21-all) is the score. It's a new set. One of these teams has got to score 4 points before the other one scores 3. Service away. J-Pack has a handle on it. Nice pass, or nice set. Harris on the first attack. Attack coming back the other way from Cerna. Cerna again, but did she touch? Grenadiers called into the net. Service back to the Mustangs. 22 serving 21 for number 1, Emily Harris. Quick libero swap out will bring Abiana Hall back into the game. Harris, service. Natalie Rodriguez gets there. Harris about a second too late, taking a step forward. Natalie Rodriguez picks up the kill for the Grenadiers. That ties it again at 22. Serving as libero, Angelica Egea. Service away. Rough handling there by Palmer. She swats it forward, which makes tough work for Abiana Hall. And now the Grenadiers are poised to potentially come from behind and take this one. Service away for Egea, and it deflects right off of Madeline Holmes. Set point Grenadiers, but first we will pause as the Mustangs take their second timeout of set number 1. We'll be back for the exciting conclusion of set number 1 from Mustang Arena right after this break. We invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Wekiva Sports. On all of those services, you'll get live updates from many of our athletic events as well as news and information about our athletes and alumni. Again, it is at Wekiva Sports on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs and sports information director here at Wekiva High School, taking you through the call of this first set, and we have not had many that have been as thrilling as this one. It's going to come down to the last service here. This could be the last service as Colonial is looking at set point. Wekiva needs to pick up 4 before Colonial picks up 1. And that's going to do it. Diana Michelle picks up the last word of set number 1, and that takes us to the end of the first set. 25-22 is the final score of the first set as the Grenadiers come from behind to make it a 1-0 match. We'll be back from Mustang Arena, getting ready for the second set here. Mustangs versus Grenadiers from Apopka, Florida. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. The Grenadiers have the opening service of the second set, leading their rotation. Once again is number 5, Alana Molina. And we are underway for set number 2. Mustangs settle for a free ball coming back. Here comes the attack. Molly Durfus gets under it, but can't quite hang on. And the first point of the match is going to go to Colonial. Second service is into the net. Side out to the Mustangs. Leading the rotation for Wekiva once again in this set, Molly Durfus. Checking into the game, number 0, Chastity Rosario. And it looks like that one is going to be ruled out by the tower officials, so the Mustangs pick up one there. Killed by Alyssa Wilson. Service back to the Grenadiers. Next up, Natalie Rodriguez. And just a bit outside, service back to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation, number 5, Denia Jackson. But first, checking into the game for Colonial, number 7, Andrea Baez. For the Mustangs, Juliet Rodriguez. Grenadier kill by number 3, Gianna De Santiago. Service back to Colonial. Next in their rotation, number 10, Diana Michelle. J-Pack handles the serve receive this time. Hall has to reach behind her to get the attack, but it works. As Molina not able to get under it. Aliana Hall with the Mustangs kill. That's her seconds tonight, first of this set. Service back to the Mustangs. Jenna Chapak next in the rotation for Wekiva. Jenna Chapak with the service ace. J-Pack on the serve. That's another good-looking one. Can Colonial recover? No, they cannot. So not an ace in the traditional sense, but still an unreturned serve for Jenna J-Pack, who made the pass hard enough on the Grenadiers side that they just weren't able to recover in 2 more touches. Another good look. This time, Colonial is better positioned for it. And that looked in from here. No, the line judge is calling it out. She had the best angle on it. And J-Pack finally blinks. Service returns to the Grenadiers. Next in the rotation for Colonial, number 14, Alyssa Wilson. And it's low. So a donation to the Mustang cause there. Service back to Wekiva, but first, checking into the game for Colonial, number 9, Leilani Olivo. The Mustangs will return number 8, Eliza Calvo Garcia. And she will have the next service. So Colville Garcia, the only new player to join the Mustangs this year. She is a non-traditional student coming to us from Orlando Science Charter. Emily Harris, I don't think meant to do it that way, but it gets the job done. And an attack error by Gianna DeSantiago gives a free point to the Mustangs. Wekiva now out to a 5-point lead. Of course, varsity matches are a best of 5 sets. So Colonial needs to win 2 more. Wekiva still needs to get on the board and pick up 3 wins. Really tough placement on the pass, and Colonial has no choice but to have the same player touch it twice in a row. That'll be another error on their part, and the Mustangs pick up a freebie. Colville Garcia again. Serves from ground level, goes right to the middle, and handled by Baez. Here comes the attack from DeSantiago. Way too much power behind that one. And the Grenadiers request their first timeout of set number 2. The Mustangs lead 11-4 going into our first break of the second set. We'll be right back from Mustang Arena. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi, voice of the Mustangs, joining you for tonight's game. And we've got a good one going on so far. It's been kind of back and forth the whole way. Wekiva has the momentum to open up the second set, but a little stumble there as Juliet Rodriguez is a little late on the attack. Service back to the Grenadiers, checking into the game for Colonial. Number 12, Natalie Rodriguez. Next to serve will be number 3, Gianna DeSantiago. Service away, and it's just a little bit over the end line. Mustangs watch that one go by, and they are wise to do so. Service back to the Mustangs. Cassidy Palmer checks into the game to serve next for Wekiva. Attack coming in soft there from Santiago. Colville Garcia has it for the Mustangs. Here comes Harris. And there and ready, Grenadier block by Destine Gordon. Next to serve for the Grenadiers is libero number 8, Angelica Agia. Service away, goes right to J-Pack, has to step back a little bit to get to it. Set here to Jackson, and a beautiful set gets it right past the block attempt of Molina. Jackson with the kill. Service back to the Mustangs. Next up for Wekiva, number 1, Emily Harris. Alana Molina with the solo kill for the Grenadiers. Service back to Colonial. Checking into the game for the Grenadiers, number 14, Alyssa Wilson. Next to serve, number 5, Alana Molina. So we've seen that move from Molina a couple of times tonight now with that deceptive tip dump that turns into points for her a couple of times tonight, but that serve is anemic and in the net. Service back to the Mustangs. Chastity Rosario returns to the game for Wekiva. Next to serve, back at the top of the rotation, number 3, Molly Durfus. Service away, goes right to the middle. The attack there by Wilson, handled by Wekiva, but they'll have to settle for a free ball going the other direction. And Diana Michelle just got way too far under that one. It wasn't necessarily that it had too much power, it was that the attack was early and too low on the ball, which gave it way too much height and carried it well out of bounds for an attack error. Durfus with the serve. A beautiful attack from Michelle, but Durfus manages to get under it. Here comes Jackson. And Gia is ready for that one. Soft touch there from Rodriguez. Mustangs managed to get out of that pickle. And too much power coming in from Melissa Wilson. Sends it sailing out of the back of the end line. And Wekiva picks up another 3 points. So Wekiva has 16 points in this set, 21 points in the previous set. That's a total of 37 points so far. Of those, Wekiva has 3 aces and 7 kills, so only 10 of those 37 points have been earned. And here, they will blink and make a donation to the Grenadier cause as Rosario gets called for a double hit. Service back to Colonial. Next in their rotation, number 12, Natalie Rodriguez. Here comes the serve. It goes straight to Palmer. Durfus with the set. That wasn't great placement, but Jackson manages to recover and have settled for a free ball, though. Coming back the other way, DeSantiago has a nice-looking attack, and again has the Mustangs scrambling for a free ball. Softer touch coming in from Wilson. Wekiva ready for that one. Here comes Hall. Hall had a good idea. She wanted to slam it down into the front court, but she was first of all positioned too far away from the net, and second of all didn't get the necessary height or timing to make that happen. That certainly would have been very difficult to return if it had been executed properly. Palmer takes the serve receive here. Here comes Rosario, and Rosario suffering kind of from the same problem as Hall did on the previous service, except that time she was late and hit the ball off of her forearm rather than her wrist, and it sank straight into the net. So break for Colonial. They pulled it within 6. Palmer takes the serve receive. Durfus sets Rosario. Rosario had a much cleaner hit that time, but she just can't catch a break. The last attack was too soft. This attack is too hard. Checking into the game for the Mustangs, number 8, Eliza Calvo Garcia. So this will be a coaching substitution here. Opportunity to chat with Rosario, give her a second to collect her thoughts and get mentally back in the game after having a couple of lapses there in a row. Look for her to come back shortly, though, in good form. Here comes Colonial. DeSantiago with a beautiful attack there. J-Pack manages to bail them out, and then they get a donation from Alyssa Wilson. Service back to the Mustangs, but first checking into the game for the Grenadiers, number 7, Andrea Baez. The Mustangs will return number 10, Juliet Rodriguez. Next in the service rotation, number 5, Denia Jackson. Jackson up and away, right to the middle with Baez. Here comes DeSantiago, one of the favorite attackers for Colonial, but puts way too much mustard on that one and sends it sailing past the end line. Wekiva back out to a 7-point lead here in the second set and looking to tie it at 1-1. And a miscue on the set. You could tell for Alana Molina. Her left hand got there a little bit before her right hand did, which sent the ball into the net instead of sending it parallel to the net. And now, the Grenadiers will request their second and final timeout of the second set. We'll be back for the conclusion of set number 2 from Mustang Arena right after this break. Ready to go back to live action here at Mustang Arena. Mark Parchie, voice of the Mustangs, joining you for the call of tonight's game. Neil Fisher will be back with me tomorrow night for the call of football as Wekiva hosts West Orange in Week 3. Tania Jackson looking to extend the streak here and take the Mustangs into a 1-1 tie for the match. So, Jackson handles the attack from Wilson there. Here comes Rodriguez. Puts a little too much heat. Mustangs want a touch called. They're not going to get one, though. Service back to the Grenadiers. Next in the rotation for Colonial, number 10, Diana Michelle. Want to take a moment to extend our sincere appreciation to Wekiva Broadcast Production. Joining us for tonight's game, we have 4 student camera operators / directors helping us out with tonight's broadcast. They have been joining us for the last several years, and it gets better every year as we bring you Mustang action. And now, Mustang kill by Juliet Rodriguez. That's her 4th kill of the night. Service back to the Mustangs. Jenna Japak will have the next service for Wekiva. And Juliet Rodriguez, when she is on fire. She has some of the prettiest attacks that we have seen all season for the Mustangs, but an equally pretty attack coming from the Grenadiers this time. Colonial kill by Destiny Gordon. Checking into the game for Colonial now, number 9, Leilani Olivo, and she will have the next service. Service away, headed toward Rodriguez, handles that well. Durfus with the set back to Rodriguez, a softer touch, and Molina gets under that one. Jenna Japak handles the attack from Agia. Emily Harris tries for a soft touch, but again Molina is there. Colonial this time settles for a free ball. Jackson with a rough pass though, and look at Jenna Japak one-handed, and Colonial is stupefied. That wasn't even a proper attack, and the Grenadiers just stare at each other as it crashes to the ground. Wekiva benefits from a mental misstep on the Grenadiers' part. So now, next to serve for the Mustangs will be Eliza Calvo Garcia. And that is off of her knuckles, so she's not quite able to get that over the net. Service back to the Grenadiers. Next in their rotation, number 3, Gianna De Santiago. But first, returning to the game for Colonial, number 12, Natalie Rodriguez. And Rodriguez, late on the strike for the serve, sends it into the net. Service back to the Mustangs, checking into the game to serve next for Wekiva, number 14, Cassidy Palmer. Mustangs need to score 3 before Colonial scores 11. Free ball out of desperation goes to Jenna Japak. There's Durfus to Jackson trying for something soft. Colonial ready for it though. Solo kill for the Grenadiers there by Alana Molina, her 3rd kill tonight. Serving next as libero for Colonial, number 8, Angelica Egia. Service away goes to Japak. Durfus setting up Harris here, and right there at the net, Grenadier block by Diana Michelle. So Wekiva has a little bit of room here, but they do not want to let that mental slip get too far away from them. Emily Harris puts one away for the Mustangs. Service back to Wekiva, and Emily Harris will also have the next service. Service away for Harris. Good look. Goes straight to the libero, Egia, and then on a miscue by the Grenadiers. Set point, Wekiva. Nice work by Palmer, not leaving that one to chance, but a misplacement there by Durfus leaves it in no man's land where Jackson can't go get it. Service returns to the Grenadiers. Checking into the game for Colonial, number 14, Alyssa Wilson. Next to serve, Alana Molina. High floating serve falls to Palmer. Here comes Hall. Nice work at the net. Colonial's been doing that all night. And that takes us to the end of set number 2. The Mustangs with a 25-17 victory in the second set, and that will tie the match at 1 set apiece. We'll be back from Mustang Arena with set number 3. We know we're going to play at least 4 sets tonight. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. We've got ourselves a tie. 1-1 is the score at the end of 2 sets. Mustangs much more consistent in the second set than they were in the first. And now they will see if they can improve on that momentum going into set number 3. The Mustangs have the opening service of set number 3, leading their rotation once again, number 3, Molly Durfus. Side out to the Grenadiers, leading their rotation this set again, number 5, Alana Molina. Service back to the Mustangs now. Denia Jackson has the next service for Wekiva, but first, checking into the game for the Mustangs, number 10, Juliet Rodriguez. Mustangs pick up an ace for Denia Jackson. Diana Michelle with the first kill of the third set for the Grenadiers. Her fourth overall for this match. Service back to Colonial. Next up, number 12, Natalie Rodriguez. Juliet Rodriguez slips and falls on her way to the net. That would have been a really difficult one to catch anyway. That's one of those things that if you could do it on purpose, you would do it all the time. But Natalie Rodriguez catches a little bit of luck and a little bit of skill as she skids it off of the net. Once upon a time, that was illegal in volleyball, and you'd automatically lose the service for that. That is now allowed under rally scoring. Juliet Rodriguez, again, getting a little bit too far under that ball. Power was good, but she needed to strike more from behind and less from under in order to lower that angle of attack and get that laser beam focused. So Colonial opens up their first lead of just 1 point of this third set. That one goes to Rodriguez. In trouble. Denia Jackson just can't get there in time. And that'll be back-to-back aces for Natalie Rodriguez. That's now her fourth ace of the game. Second in a row. This one a little easier to handle for Juliet Rodriguez. She's also going to get the kill opportunity here. And she does. Juliet Rodriguez on the kill as she forces a lift from the Grenadiers. Service back to the Mustangs. 4 serving 5 for Jenna Japak as libero. But first, we're checking into the game for the Grenadiers. Number 1, Tasha Boris. So that's the first we've heard from her. And that one is low. And the Mustangs pick up a 3-point there. That ties the game at 5. Here comes Japak, and she gets an ace. Jenna Japak with the service ace. So Japak will continue her run here. Jenna Japak picks up another ace, her 4th tonight. That one goes to Boris. Soft touch. Jackson handles the free ball. Here comes, oh no, Harris is not going to get a chance as the Mustangs are called for a double hit. Service back to the Grenadiers. Next in the rotation for Colonial, number 10, Diana Michelle. Rodriguez put a little too much mustard on that one. And the Grenadiers close to 1. Mustangs are called with a lift there. And team captain J-Pack wants to talk that one over. And we're going to pause here for an officials consultation. Play stands as called. Here comes Michelle with the serve. Rodriguez with a good look. Nice work on the ground there, but Emily Harris just can't get under it. And the Grenadiers take the lead. Service back to the Mustangs. Next up, number 8, Eliza Calvo-Garcia. Grenadiers pick up the ace and will pause for a Mustang timeout. Wekiva takes their first timeout of set number 3. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, taking you through this contest. Service away goes to J-Pack, has to send it all the way back over. Solo kill by Catalina Serna. Second serve away, Calvo-Garcia has that one, has to send it all the way back. Little trouble at the net, but Colonial recovers. Here comes Jackson, bounces one over the net. Free ball coming back, but Cassidy Palmer reacted half a second too late for that. Jackson, dig there by, that's Agia. Durfus setting up Harris. Going all the way to the back. She's got it. Emily Harris on the Mustang kill. Her second of the night, and she'll also have the next service for Wekiva. Too much heat on the attack from Natalie Rodriguez. Wekiva picks up a freebie there. And it'll still be Emily Harris in service. And rough placement there by Calvo Garcia. Doesn't matter anyway, though, as Denia Jackson... Well, somebody is called into the net. There we go. Yeah, Denia. Mustangs called in the net. Service back to the Grenadiers. Serving as libero, Angelica Egia. Durfus, nice placement. Looking for Jackson. She gets there a little too late. Sends it into the net for an attack error. We're tied at 1. So one of these teams is going to need to win 2 more sets. We know we're going to play at least 4 sets tonight since we opened up 1-1. Here comes Egia again. This one goes to J-Peck, libero to libero. Jackson has a good look, finds the end line, and DeSantiago is there. Speaking of DeSantiago, she puts too much heat on that one. It's out past the end line. Got to pay long distance if you're going to send them that far. The Mustangs return to the top of the rotation with Molly Durfus. A little late, but better late than never from Michelle, who gets it over with a tip. Here comes Jackson. This one's well placed. And Egia can't get there. Denia Jackson on the Mustangs kill. That closes the Grenadier lead to 3. 14 serving 17 now for Durfus. Service away. And Natalie Rodriguez palms it there, which lets all the air out of the ball right away and gives an attack error free point to Wekiva. Egia again gets under the serve receive. Michelle throws it over. Soft tip kill. And Durfus just can't get there. Alana Molina on the tip kill for solo. Checking into the game for Colonial, number 14, Alyssa Wilson. Next in the rotation, number 5, Alana Molina. So Molina has played that card several times tonight. I can think of at least 3 distinct instances where she's gone for that soft touch and succeeded on the tip kill. Colonial gets a little discombobulated there. They'll settle for a free ball coming back. Hall at the net. Blocked by Michelle, although Wekiva is able to recover here. And now Jackson has an opportunity to attack. It's handled by Molina. Here comes Molina, and Jackson saves it with the Palmer's set, but Hall just not able to cash in. One of the more intense services we've seen so far tonight. Here comes Molina again. And I don't think that's where Durfus meant to put it, but Jackson's able to recover. J-Pack handles the attack from Michelle, and Denia Jackson has to settle for a free ball. Mustangs struggling with placement on this rally, but they'll get a donation here from Alyssa Wilson. Service back to the Mustangs. Checking into the game for Wekiva, number 10, Juliet Rodriguez. Next to serve, Denia Jackson. Jackson away, floats one down into the front court, and a miscue on the set as Agia double taps. And Wekiva closes to within 2. Soft touch from Michelle, and she gets exactly what she wanted. The Mustangs not ready for that. Diana Michelle picks up her 5th kill of the night. Service back to the Grenadiers and Natalie Rodriguez. Service away for Rodriguez. That one's coming in soft. The other Rodriguez is able to dive for it. Another soft touch from Molina. This time the Mustangs finally are ready for that, but Molly Durfus with really rough placement puts it into no man's land, and J-Pack can't get there. Free point going to the Grenadiers, and they are now 4 away from closing out their second set. Rodriguez had a nice idea there, but she was too early by a quarter second. Returning to the game for the Mustangs, number 14, Cassidy Palmer. So now Wekiva needs to make up some serious ground, and they only have 3 points left to do it. Mustangs need 8 before the Grenadiers pick up 3. Hall with a nice look there, dig by Molina. Coming in hot from the side by Colonial. Mustangs hang on to this one. A lob by Hall. That was a little too easy for the Grenadiers. And DeSantiago tried to do something clever there, and it almost worked. Just a little off target. We're going to get a challenge here from the coach, but not being entertained. Service back to the Mustangs. J-Pack serving now. Too hot, though. Service back to the Grenadiers. 23 serving 18 now for number 10, Diana Michelle. So the Grenadiers thought that second to last service was in. It ends up not mattering as J-Pack gives it right back to them. 2 points away now from the set victory. Durfus with the set. Here comes Palmer. She goes for the softer touch. Molina's there and handles it. Now she's going to take the attack. Jackson has it. Calvo Garcia lobs it over. Molina goes to Jackson, and Mustangs pull out better than they deserve, and Colonial is caught flat-footed. They thought they had the service, but that's the first thing any coach will tell you is you keep playing until you hear the whistle. Colonial thought that one was a lost cause for Wekiva. It was not, and then they are caught napping. Checking into the game for the Mustangs, number 0, Chastity Rosario, and she will have the next service. Service away for Rosario. It's a hot one. Colonial gets back in gear, but has to settle for a free ball coming back. This one's going to Palmer. Palmer goes for that softer touch again. Makes Agia earn it. Palmer again! And Cassidy Palmer has the solo kill for the Mustangs. So Wekiva is not going to go quietly into that good night. Attack going to Jackson. That's a rough pass. And an error there between Harris and J-Pack. They couldn't decide who was going to go for it, and the answer was neither. Both kind of got tied up in their shoelaces there. Service back to the Grenadiers. Checking into the game for Colonial, number 9, Leilani Olivo. She'll also have the next service. Set point, Grenadiers. Wekiva now would need to score 6 in a row before Colonial gets 1. Jackson on the serve receive. Durfus to Palmer. That's rough placement, and Palmer can't get there. Never had a sporting chance. Alana Molina has the last word of set number 3, and it's a 25-20 final score in the third set for the Grenadiers, and Colonial takes a 2-1 lead for the match over the Mustangs. We'll be back with set number 4 from Mustang Arena. Colonial with a chance to close it out. Wekiva trying to force a tiebreaker when we come back. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, joining you for the conclusion of this match. Grenadiers with a 2-1 lead for the match. Getting ready to start set number 4 here at Mustang Arena. The Grenadiers have the opening service of set number 4. Leading their rotation once again in this set is junior number 5, Alana Molina. Molina has been deadly tonight. She has 5 kills. 3 of them were those tip solo kills. Jackson quickly gets the ball returned to her by Michelle. And then an error there by Wilson. And Wekiva strikes first in this set. Service back to the Mustangs for the first time of set number 4. Once again, leading the rotation will be number 3, Molly Durfus. Chastity Rosario checks into the game. Service away for Durfus. And a solo kill attempt there by Rodriguez. Mustangs there and handling that. Jackson on the attack. Molina settles for a free ball. Durfus setting up Hall here. Hall tries for the soft tip. Grenadiers are ready though. Here comes Jackson. Full windup, and that one goes to DeSantiago. Natalie Rodriguez finds the open spot for the Grenadier kill. Service back to Colonial. Next in the rotation will also be Natalie Rodriguez. She has 3 kills and 4 aces so far tonight. We'll try to add to that total here. Nice look goes to J-Pack in the back row. Nice work by Hall, sending it not just soft but sideways. Colonial scrambling, but they do manage to recover there. Chastity Rosario, I don't think she meant to do that, but Chastity Rosario picks up the Mustang kill. Service to Wekiva, next in the rotation, number 5, Janiyah Jackson. But first, checking into the game for Wekiva, number 10, Juliet Rodriguez. So Jackson with 2 kills and 1 ace. Make it 2 aces. Janiyah Jackson on the Mustang service ace. Service away, right to the middle to Rodriguez. And DeSantiago, who's been so lethal tonight, makes a slight error in judgment there. A little late on the attack, goes into the net. Free point to the Mustangs. They now open up a 4-1 lead. That nearly became an ace. Rough pass, though, made it hard work for Molly Durfus. Nice reflexes by J-Pack, who was in the right place at the right time. And an attempted deceptive move there by DeSantiago. Wekiva barely recovers. This has been quite a rally. And it ends right there as Alyssa Wilson puts a little too much heat on it. And Wekiva opening up a 5-1 lead. They trail in the match 1-2, so they need to win this set in order to keep the match alive. Tip is handled by Durfus, and the Mustangs are going to have to settle for a free ball here. Live to fight another day. Molina sets up Michelle and is rejected at the net by Amiana Hall. Service away. It's an interesting looking set, but DeSantiago handles it well. Chastity Rosario picks up the kill for the Mustangs, her second of this set. And we will pause for a Grenadier timeout. Colonial requests their first timeout of set number 4. We'll be right back from Mustang Arena right after this. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi, voice of the Mustangs, joining you for the call of this game, which has now gone into a 4th set, and Wekiva dynamite in the 4th set. A tip, and it connects. Kill by Gianna DeSantiago. Service back to the Grenadiers. Next in their rotation, number 10, Diana Michelle. Here comes Juliet Rodriguez, and that's a beautiful kill. Juliet Rodriguez adds one for the Mustangs. That's her 6th kill of the night, her first of this set. Service back to Wekiva. Jenna J-Pack has the next service as libero for the Mustangs. Juliet Rodriguez, as I mentioned earlier, when she has the accuracy, it is almost impossible to return her attacks, and that one couldn't have been more perfect. But the Grenadiers, not to be outdone, pick up. And Wekiva just can't get it to land on the right side of the net there. I think Harris didn't realize that wasn't going to go over. So after opening up on a 6-1 run, Mustangs' lead has dropped to 3. Here comes, Rodriguez didn't have a sporting chance at that. That was just rough placement on the set by Durfus. Rodriguez had nothing to work with there. Oliva once again on the serve. Another tough placement. Rosario manages to work with that one and recover from the tip attempt by DeSantiago. Rodriguez finds a nice spot in the backcourt and it forces Colonial to settle for the free ball coming back. Here's Harris. Nice look there, but Olivia is ready for that. Tip by DeSantiago. That's a move we've seen a few times tonight from her. DeSantiago picks up kill number 5 on the solo tip kill. And now Colonial on a little bit of a run of their own. They've almost erased the deficit that they started this set with. And J-Pac just took a little bit, a half a second too long to get her bearings there. And it's a new set, 8-all. Colonial, though, with the momentum here. About a third of the way into set number 4. Rodriguez. Nice look, but this time it is handled by Agia. Durfus settles for a free ball. This one's going to Rosario. Nice look, but again, the libero Agia is there and ready. Tough placement for DeSantiago. Barely keeps it on the right side of the aerial. Harris, good look, and it's swatted away by Rodriguez. Emily Harris picks up the Mustang kill. Side out to Wekiva. Next in the rotation for the Mustangs, Chastity Rosario. So Emily Harris saves the set from going into a Colonial lead for the first time. But Rosario just a few inches too hot on the service. Checking into the game for the Mustangs, number 8, Eliza Calvo Garcia. Serves back to the Grenadiers. Next up for Colonial at 9-all is number 3, Gianna DeSantiago. Service away. Jackson has the serve receive. And late, Calvo Garcia does finally get to the party, but has to settle for a free ball. J-Pac, desperate, gets it! Jenna J-Pac picks up the side out for the Mustangs. Checking into the game for Wekiva, number 14, Cassidy Palmer. She'll have the next service. Not an attack in the traditional sense, but again, Colonial caught napping there. They assumed they had won the service, and J-Pac said, hey, wait a minute, it's not over yet. Soft touch from Rodriguez. Mustangs get under it. Harris and Durfus get tangled up there, but get away with it. That was going to, no, the world will never know whether that was in or not, but Palmer decides to take the more conservative approach. Won't matter, though, as the Mustangs have an attack error. And it's a new game again. Service back to the Grenadiers. Angelica Agia serving next. Service away, it's low, and it does not clear the net. So Wekiva catches a break there. Service back to the Mustangs. Next to serve will be number 1, Emily Harris. Another one where the Grenadiers were nearly caught napping. The Anna Hall picks up the Mustang kill. That's her 4th kill tonight, 20th overall for the Mustangs. And Emily Harris lives to fight another serve. Hot coming in from DeSantiago. Palmer is there, though. And a tip. There's the 4th time tonight we've seen that move from Alana Molina on the tip kill. Checking into the game for Colonial, number 14, Alyssa Wilson. Molina on the service, and it goes straight into the net. So she's been great on kills and a little inconsistent from the service line. Service back to the Mustangs. They return to the top of the rotation with Molly Durfus. Chastity Rosario returns to the game for the Mustangs. J-Pack with an easy pass for the Mustangs. Here comes Anaya Jackson, and she finds Agia. Rodriguez to Palmer there. Here comes Jackson. She's got it. Agia had to lift her hands and try to bat that one away, and it ricochets off. Third kill of the night for her. Molly Durfus gets to continue with her service. There's Molina's soft touch again where she tries that move. This time Wekiva doesn't fall for it though. And Aviana Hall picks up the kill at the net for the Mustangs. That's her fifth tonight. Free ball coming up for Palmer. Let's see if the Mustangs can do something with it. Here's Rosario. Nice work at the net. I believe that was Michelle on the kill. Her sixth tonight. Next in the rotation, Natalie Rodriguez. Service away for Rodriguez. J-Pack has the pass. And Hall couldn't quite get around Durfus in time. No, strike that. Colonial is called for a back row attack. That will turn service over to the Mustangs. Next in their rotation will be Denia Jackson, number 5. So Wekiva catches a break there. Here comes Jackson. Mustangs have opened up a 4-point lead thanks to that little glitch by the Grenadiers. Abiana Hall has to touch it twice. You're allowed to do that if the first one is a block, but then cannot get it to Palmer where she can hit it over. Service back to the Grenadiers. Next up in their rotation will be number 10, Diana Michelle. Michelle with the service. Palmer has no choice but to settle for a free ball. Barely gets it over. And Colonial was caught off guard, but then Wekiva is caught even more off guard. One good sleeper play deserves another. That was tough, though. A lot of unexpected things happening at the net back-to-back there and just not able to react in time, even if it was unintentional. Durfus can't get a good set lift, and nobody had a chance to get to that one. So now, after Wekiva just recently led by 4, Colonial Mustangs showing marked improvement from last season as they pick up a freebie here on the service error. Remember, this is almost entirely the same team that we saw last year. Service goes back to Jenna J-Pack as libero. Again, other than Eliza Calvo-Garcia, all of these girls played for Coach Lorenz last year. Last year was a rough year for everybody, not just for Wekiva, as Colonial barely manages to get that service under control. Rosario on the attack here. But Wekiva had a coaching change that was at the last minute for all excellent reasons, as Jenna J-Pack picks up the Mustang kill. Checking into the game for Wekiva, number 10, Juliet Rodriguez. But now Coach Lorenz settling in her second year. Pandemic's still a factor, but maybe less so than last year because at least this is a full-length season, whereas last year's was truncated to just 4 weeks. Gianna De Santiago picks up the kill for the Grenadiers. That's her 6th tonight. Service back to Colonial. Checking into the game for the Grenadiers, number 9, Leilani Olivo, and she will serve next. So now with Wekiva getting a little bit more consistency under their belt, having spent some time with Coach Lorenz, these girls have had a chance to gel, and you can see it improving. If you could eliminate maybe 50% of the mental errors, Wekiva would be competing even against some of the better schools in the district, as we get another beautiful kill by Juliet Rodriguez. Service back to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation will be number 0, Chastity Rosario. Nope, strike that. Checking into the game to serve for the Mustangs, number 8, Eliza Calvo Garcia. But nevertheless, we are seeing more consistency from Wekiva. Obviously, still some room to grow, but we are seeing relatively fewer mental errors, certainly tonight and overall this season, as we get an attack error there by Natalie Rodriguez. We're seeing better communication, better consistency. Again, like I mentioned before, obviously there's still some room to grow before Wekiva is going to be able to compete with the elite schools in Central Florida. But the pieces are starting to come together, and we'll see if by the end of the season Wekiva is able to make some substantive progress toward that, as Alana Molina picks up the kill for the Grenadiers. That's her 7th tonight. Next to serve. Well, let's see, that's number 3. That's Gianna DeSantiago behind the service line there. And Molina, again, of those 7 kills, I'm pretty sure 5 of them are those deceptive dumps. And Durfus cannot put this anywhere where Jackson could get to it. And so Colonial closes to within 2. Now, if Wekiva can simply trade services with Colonial for the next 5, that'll get them there. But Colonial has an opportunity. If they can come back and make up 2 points, they can seal the entire match. That's not going to do it, though, as DeSantiago, who has had some serious power all night, but it only counts when she can control it, and that one is a little too much. Service back to the Mustangs, returning to the game for Wekiva, number 14, Cassidy Palmer. She'll have the next service for the Mustangs. Service away, good look. Tip comes to Garcia. She has it, and spiked into her own territory by Garcia, although that was a rough set from Durfus as well. And we're just trading services now. Next in the rotation, Angelica Gia. Gia goes to J-Pack. Durfus gets under it. Jackson, timing is off, was too late on that attack, and now Colonial closes to within 1. Again, if Wekiva gets to 25 first, then it'll go to a tiebreaker set that'll be played to 15. If Colonial wins, then the match is immediately over, and there was some thought that somebody might have called timeout, but it turns out that was an inadvertent whistle. So we're going to come right back to live action. Grenadier kill by Diana Michelle. That's her 7th kill tonight, and now the Mustangs will request their first timeout of set number 4. We'll come back for the conclusion of this set, which, depending on which way it goes, could also be the conclusion of the match right after this break. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. And we invite you to join the Mustangs on the road. They play Horizon next Tuesday. Then a week from Tuesday, they will host Cypress Creek. We'll carry that live on YouTube and the NFHS Network. All right, we're back to live action. Set to Jackson, a little too much heat on it, and Colonial takes what might be their first lead of the set. I'm trying to think back over the course of the whole set. I don't think Colonial has led in the fourth set until this moment. Of course, all the leading at 25. And Agia gives Wekiva an opening. Service back to the Mustangs. Emily Harris next in the rotation. 22 serving 22. Again, this is a must-win set for Wekiva if they want to force the tiebreak. Grenadier kill by Natalie Rodriguez. Her fourth kill tonight. Checking into the game for Colonial, number 14, Alyssa Wilson. And next to serve is number 5, Alana Molina. Jackson has a good look. Agia, not a great pass, but good enough. Colonial settles for a free ball. And that is really tough placement. Gives Colonial an opening, but Wekiva manages to recover. They have to settle for another free ball, though. Attack there from DeSantiago. Palmer handles that. Durfus at the net has trouble with the placement. J-Pack manages to get to it just in time. There's Jackson, finds an open spot, and Denia Jackson picks up the kill. That's her fourth kill tonight. Makes it a 23-23 game. And checking into the game for Calvo Garcia, number 0, Chastity Rosario. And the Mustangs return to the top of their rotation with number 3, Molly Durfus. So Molly Durfus has one ace tonight. This would be a great time for another one. This is as close as you can get. We now know for a fact it's going to be a 2-point win for somebody. Free ball, no it's not either, as DeSantiago just can't get the angle right. Set point, Mustangs. Opportunity here to take the set and force a tiebreaker. Aliana Hall goes to the back row. Rodriguez is there and waiting. Palmer gets an easy dig here. Jackson finds Molina. Free ball coming back. There's Durfus on the set. Hall with a tip. Is it going to land? Yes, it does. Aliana Hall with a tip kill has the last word of set number 4. That is her 6th kill tonight, and the Mustangs have tied the match. 25-23 is the final score of the fourth set, and we are all knotted up 2-2. That means that we are tiebreaker to resolve things tonight. So the rules for the tiebreaker, it works just like any other set, except that it plays to just 15 rather than to 25. Both teams will still have 2 timeouts, still have to win by 2. The only difference is that we will now have a new coin toss to determine who will serve first in the tiebreak. We'll be back here at Mustang Arena with the exciting conclusion. Whatever it is, it's going to be a 3-2 victory for somebody when we come back. once again, if you're not already doing so, we invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. We are at Wekiva Sports on all three of those services. We encourage you to make sure that you are following us there and subscribed to our YouTube channel. You'll be notified anytime we go live. And you can make sure you can tune in whenever you can't be here in person. Again, it's at Wekiva Sports on all four of those services, and particularly for those of you who are watching online right now, we want to make sure you click that red subscribe button before you go. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Parchi, Sports Information Director here at Wekiva High School and the voice of the Mustangs, joining you for the exciting conclusion. We are all tied up 2-2 going into a tiebreaker set. It's coming up in just a moment. Here comes Molina with her second service. This one is going wide left, and Jenna J-Pack wants none of it. Service back to the Mustangs. Chastity Rosario comes into the game, and leading the rotation again for Wekiva, Molly Durfus. Service back to the Grenadiers. Next to serve, number 12, Natalie Rodriguez. Nice dig there by Molina. Molly Durfus with a clever idea there, but Grenadiers react okay. And Chastity Rosario just a little bit too low. Grenadiers out to a 3-1 lead here in the tiebreaker. That one's headed toward the left. Jackson gets under it. Rosario with the attack here, trying to find an open spot, but Molina gets there in time. J-Pack with the pass. Here comes Rosario again. Agia gets under that one, and Agia's going to settle for the free ball. If it stays in, Palmer's not going to wait and find out. Abiana Hall had to get there, and she does. Natalie Rodriguez thought that was going out, but Hall managed to find just the right spot in front of the line. Service back to the Mustangs. Juliet Rodriguez is into the game for Cassidy Palmer. Denia Jackson has the next service for Wekiva. There's that tip kill move we like to see from Molina. This time, though, Durfus wasn't fooled by it. And then a bad set by Agia. Molina couldn't do anything with that, and it's a new set. 3-3 the score. Juliet Rodriguez looking for the spot. She's got it. Or not. Service back to the Grenadiers. Diana Michelle will serve next. And the Mustangs make the same mistake that Colonial has made a couple of times earlier tonight, that they assumed the service was over. Frankly, I did too, but I'm not playing. I think that was Michelle that got under it, and Wekiva might have actually been okay if they let that go, but they just reacted too late. Recovering nicely here, though, Abiana Hall has the Mustang kill. It's her 7th tonight, her first of this set, and she will also have the next service for the Mustangs. Service away for Hall. It's coming to the short side of left. Jackson takes the attack from DeSantiago. Here comes Rodriguez trying for that tip kill again. And Molina off the mark. She's been really good with the soft touches on the tip kills and has kind of struggled with the accuracy on the full throttle attacks. Here comes Hall. That was short. Has no chance of clearing the net. Service back to the Grenadiers. Checking into the game for Colonial, number 9, Leilani Olivo. She will have the next service. Juliet Rodriguez takes the attack here. Agia's ready for that one. Here comes to Santiago, sends it all the way to the back line. Jackson makes the smarter choice there, doesn't assume that's going to go out. To Santiago again, this time has to settle for a free ball, manages to keep it on the right side of the aerial. Here comes Emily Harris, who I don't think was expecting to be the attacker there, but she manages to find a good spot anyway. Nice dig by Jackson. Wekiva's going to have to settle for a free ball coming back. Emily Harris, though, making good work of it. Emily Harris gets the side out for the Mustangs. So Harris did exactly what you want to do there. She had no choice but to do the free ball kind of thing. She wasn't going to be able to get a full throttle spike attack, but she managed to alter the angle on it so it was coming in fast and shallow instead of the usual free ball that's lobbed over soft and slow. And that was enough to throw Colonial off their game. Wekiva takes a 1-point lead, and Emily Harris can't quite find her mark under the ball. Service back to the Grenadiers. Next in their rotation, number 3, Gianna DeSantiago. So it looks like the 5th set is going to go just as the match overall has gone. Very much a back-and-forth game of shifting momentum. Neither team really able to establish much of a run. And Gianna DeSantiago picks up a service ace for the Grenadiers. Her 4th tonight, first of this set. This is going to be a heroic win for one of these teams and a heartbreak for the other one. Taking it to the brink. Emily Harris with the Mustangs kill. Cassidy Palmer returns to the game for the Mustangs. She'll have the next service. So Emily Harris, other than a couple of missteps, has been really brilliant here in the tiebreaker set. Beautiful, perfect placement. Found a spot that wasn't covered well. Cassidy Palmer with an ace. Yeah, that was doomed for Colonial from the moment of the serve receive. Went straight into the net. Nobody could do anything with it. And Cassidy Palmer needed about another inch on that serve in order to save it. Serves back to the Grenadiers. Angelica Agia will serve as libero for Colonial. Agia has one ace tonight. Emily Harris, tried for the soft touch there, but it was a little too soft. And Colonial sneaks back into the lead once again. That one's going all the way to the back line, and Eliza Calva Garcia swats that one with such a bad angle, nobody could get under that. And the Mustangs will take their first timeout of the tiebreaker set. 10 serving 8 for the Grenadiers when we come back. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, the sports information director here at Wekiva, taking you through this 5-set game. We're going to play late. Service back to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation, number 1, Emily Harris. So Emily Harris with an opportunity here to get Wekiva back in this, and she does! Emily Harris on the service ace. That's her first ace of the night, but it couldn't come at a better time, and it's a new match once again. 4 2/3 sets into it, and all that really matters now is the last 5 points. Harris there is a little bit wide right. Natalie Rodriguez wants nothing to do with that. Service returns to the Grenadiers. Checking into the game for Colonial, number 14, Alyssa Wilson. And next to serve will be number 5, Alana Molina. So Molina has 7 kills and 1 ace. She's been kind of inconsistent from the service stripe tonight. That one looked pretty good, though. Hall with the tip attempt. Molina there. She's well familiar with that attack. She's used it several times herself tonight, and she defends against it well. Here comes Denia Jackson going for the same idea into the middle. The Gia managed to get in there, but then we get an attack error from Wilson, and we're right back to Wekiva. Service returns to the Mustangs. Chastity Rosario is back into the game for Calvo Garcia, and we turn to the top of the rotation with Molly Durfus. All right, last 4 points for one of these teams. And that is in. Gianna De Santiago on the kill. Her 7th tonight. Serves back to Colonial. Next to serve will be Natalie Rodriguez. Yeah, Palmer thought that was going farther than it was. I think she just kind of lost track of where she was on the court. Thought she didn't have as much backcourt to work with as she did there. And so the Mustangs let that one fall. This one's coming to Rosario. Nice work as Chastity Rosario finds an uncovered spot for the Mustangs kill. 30th kill of the night for Wekiva. Next to serve for the Mustangs, Denia Jackson. But first, Juliet Rodriguez is back in for the Mustangs. So now it's down to the last 3 points, and you literally cannot get a much closer match than we have had. The last set came down to a 2-point victory. This one is going to come down to a 2 or 3 point victory as well. Destiny Gordon picks up the kill. Service back to the Grenadiers. Gordon will have the next service. And again, Wekiva was betting on that going out of bounds, and they lost that bet. And you hate to lose points that way. You'd almost rather go after one that would have been out, because at least then you live to fight another day. Rough serve receive from Juliet Rodriguez, but Emily Harris helps her out, and the Mustangs recover. They have to settle for a free ball coming back, though. And that one will go out, and that one Emily Harris is wise to let go. Service returns to the Mustangs. It's going to be a 2-point victory for somebody in the tiebreaker set. Leading the next rotation will be number 7, Abiana Hall. Somebody's going to win by 2. Looking for Harris. Going long, and it's too long. Service returns to the Grenadiers. Checking into the game for Colonial. Number 9, Leilani Olivo. She'll have the next service. Match point, Colonial. But first, the Mustangs will request their second timeout of the tiebreaker set. And we'll be right back with the conclusion of a thriller here at Mustang Arena. Once again, we remind you that if you are depending on a ride to get home from Mustang Arena tonight, will you please make sure they are on their way, because this set, one way or the other, is not long for this world, and we would like your assistance helping our administrators to close up the arena and get home to their families as quickly as possible. Thanks for your cooperation. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi, voice of the Mustangs, sports information director here at Wekiva High School, joined by Keith Dickerson and his crew at Wekiva Broadcast Production. Madeline Holmes checks into the game for Abiana Hall. Once again, match point Colonial. And we've got Leilani Olivo serving here. Players avoiding nerves here. Juliet Rodriguez. That means we are playing to 16 now. Eliza Calvo Garcia returns to the game for the Mustangs, and we'll have the next service. All right, so this is, again, the set cannot be won on this service because you have to win by 2. This is not match point, but it can set up match point, and it's short. Service returns to the Grenadiers. Next in their rotation, number 3, Gianna De Santiago, and it is second match point for Colonial. And De Santiago, not the server you want to be facing in this situation. You have 4 aces and 7 kills tonight. Wekiva very heavily favoring that right side. Madeline Holmes steps in to take the serve receive. And we're going to have to settle for a free ball. That wasn't close enough to the net. Holmes handles it. Good communication. Again, settling for a free ball, though. Soft touch. Jackson is able to get under it. Durfus with the set. There's Harris. Soft touch. And there's the dump. Number 5, Alana Molina picks up her 8th kill, of which 6 of them were that soft tip. And the Grenadiers take the match in 5, 16-14, as close as it could possibly be. And a 3-2 final score here on Thursday Night Volleyball. We thank you so much for coming out to support your Mustang and Grenadier athletes tonight and for sticking with us all the way to almost 10 o'clock to resolve this one. Special thanks also to those of you who joined us online on YouTube or the NFHS network. And a special word of thanks to our friends at Wekiva Broadcast Production for their participation in tonight's contest, bringing you all of the great action every night. We will be back tomorrow night covering the football game as Wekiva hosts the West Orange Warriors at Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium. Again, that's coming up tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We'll start our coverage at 6:45. Again, our thanks to Mr. Keith Dickerson and the entire broadcast production team at WTV. My name is Mark Varsity, voice of the Mustangs and Sports Information Director here at Wekiva High School. This has been a presentation of Wekiva High School in association with Orange Technical College. Proud part of Orange County Public Schools. Good night from Mustang Arena.